Hey there, vinyl community. Crazy Jimmy here. Got a pretty good video for you today. I'm going to be going over some cool vinyl finds. Some of these are finds, some of these are online purchases. Some of these are social media auction purchases. So kind of like they run the gamut. But accumulated a few things in the last several weeks, and I think you'll enjoy some of them. Not playing any clips beforehand, as you noticed. Been getting hit with a lot of copyright issues, as you can well imagine. But look, it's okay. If I'm going to describe these the best I can, and if you like what you hear, check them out on. Check out the snips on YouTube, and that way I'm not getting whacked with a copyright violation, anything along that line. But let's start it off with this here pretty obscure album. This is Maxfield Parish. It's a cinch to give legs to old hard-boiled eggs is the name of the album. And as you can see, it has a little hype sticker right there, and I'm going to read this to you. This band and album features Bernie Leadon of the Eagles, but at that time he was playing with the Corvettes. David Lindley of Kaleidoscope at that time. He was not with Jackson Browne back then. And this also features several other members of Kaleidoscope, like Chris Darrow. So a lot of different guest stars on this. This is considered one of the early, not the first, but one of the early country rock albums. The songs were written in 1968, and this was recorded in 1969, but it wasn't released till 1972, so that's the unfortunate part. Let me show you the label here, and then I'll show you the back of it. So this is Maxfield Parish, pretty crazy name there. Doesn't really give you an indication of country rock at all. It's on the Curnon label, so it's pretty obscure label. I've never heard of the Curnon label or Curnon Records out of Claremont, California. But as I said, the songs were written in 68, should have been released in 69. This album was cut and pressed in early 1969, so it would make it one of the early original cosmic country rock albums. Sorry for the glare. It's in the shrink, so it doesn't matter if I take it out or not. But this will definitely bring to mind the country rock of the Byrds, for sure, especially the harmonies. A little bit of like the New Riders' Purple Sage first album, American Beauty, Grateful Dead. So all that cool, harmony-led Southern California country rock. I'll tell you, when everyone takes part in singing the harmonies on these songs, they just come to life. Absolutely come to life. So if you are a purveyor of fine cosmic country from the 60s and early 70s, you have to pick up Maxfield Parish, this album. Right now, it's actually, I consider this cheap heat. You can pick it up for $30 or less right now. So do that before it starts to rise, because I'm sure it's going to. It's not easy to find. All right. Next up is an album by James Thornberry. Right there, and I'm going to pull this out. This is North and South is the name of the album. Don't be fooled by the year this was released. I want to say this was pressed in 1981. Don't be fooled by that. This is an early 70s singer-songwriter type album. Obviously, there's some band members in there. You've got violin player, bassist, drummer. So 1981, as you can see there. But don't be fooled by that. James is from the band Tree People, which is another cool privately pressed album and band. that only released one album that's just phenomenal from, I think, 1977. James was in that band, and then he went ahead and did his own stuff. Looking at the cover, you would think it's a 1970 singer-songwriter album, and it sounds like it is. So, really good acid folk. So if you like your folk with a little bit of acid, definitely recommend this on Generation Records. Most definitely privately pressed. I never heard of Generation Records or anything like it. I know this is, I'm pretty sure this is in the Acid Archives as well. So you can look that up. And I think they say similar things in there that don't be thrown off by the 1981 release date on this. It's nothing like a 1981 sound or album. It's 1972 singer-songwriter. Although it's, there's a band there, but that's what it is. So if you like that, then you'll want to seek this out. This one, will run you probably between 80 and 120, depending on condition. But well worth it. Well worth it. All right, next up, this is, and I think Dom showed this one, I believe, a while back, but Gabriel Gladstar. Yeah. Gabriel Gladstar, Garden Song, I think this one's called. It has the title track to lead off the album. I absolutely love the cover. Kind of looks like a peacock, right? Yeah, it's like a peacock. Looking at the cover, you would never know. You'd think it's like this psych, really far out psych album, but it's not. It's folk. It's acid folk all the way through. Psych. It's some pop psych going on too here. Let me show you the back. Got some cool hippies there. There's the band there. So it's not just one person. There's actually no one named Gabriel Gladstar in the band. So that's obviously their band name. This features Michael Gwynn, guitar vocals, Philip Morgan, guitar vocals. Let's see. Jim Ziegler, flute, percussion, vocals. So they all sing. This was recorded in 1973 in the summer. So this and the James Thornberry I showed you, very much similar. Thornberry has a little more pop psych moves there going on, but this is great throughout. And I actually, when I hear and see the word flute, it scares me a little. I start thinking of, God, what was that band there? Jethro Tull, which I don't mind Jethro Tull, but wasn't my favorite artist growing up, and I still can't seem to get heavily into Jethro Tull. So when I see that there's a flute going on, I get scared, but it's really tastefully done, and it's not obtrusive at all. There's the label, privately pressed. This is in the Acid Archives as well, so if you have the book, check it out. Well worth it. Next up, this is pretty rare. This is an album that in an artist from Spain. This is Bill Quick. Maravillosa Gente or Gente. I don't know. I don't speak Spanish. Don't know what that means. I obviously marvelous of some sort. Gente, marvelous gent, marvelous guy, maybe. But Bill Quick, really, really, really cool label. This is on the Explosion label. This is really good singer-songwriter, psych and folk kind of mixed together, pop even. But look at this label. Oh, so cool. On the Explosion label, it's got like a little, I don't know, rose petal in the middle there. Super cool. There. But absolutely love this. I checked out the snippets online. I'm going to show you the back too. It's such a cool album cover. It's completely laminated. This was released in 1973. 73, I am correct. There's the front cover, but look at the back. Oh my God. The back cover is what you get for the music inside, pretty much. Really good. You know, it's got that folky, pop, psych sound going on. A little bit of Technicolor. Love that. Really nice. Love the sleeve. I love laminated sleeves. Also, it's a really cool effect with the negative, the people down here, kind of transposed over Bill's beard. But super cool. Bill Quick, Maravillosa Gente. So, love it. But unfortunately, I don't think there's any of these available in the States. So, check out the snips. If you liked it as much as I did, you can get one overseas. It's not going to break. It's not going to kill you. You know, we're not talking $300 here. So, Bill Quick. All right. Next up, this band here, this is Tidbits, Greetings from Jamaica. And I actually got turned on to this from like a tax scam release, because there was an illegal tax scam release of this very album, which it just blows my mind, because this was released on Family Records. So, and then you know, it's released in the early 70s. Let's see if I get the year here. I want to say it's 72 or 71, around there, but then they go ahead and the mobsters release it on a tax scam label in 1977. So pretty much the exact album, but they released the demos. So if you like this original album and then you'll want to seek out the tax scam album, because my understanding is it's a bunch of the demos of these tracks. There's the band in the back. This is a good mixture of a little everything. Got a little bit of folk, pop psych, little calypso, little country. It's just a little everything here. There's even a touch of reggae going on. But Tidbits, I never heard of them. And I got turned on to them. Oh God, what turned me on here? I was reading something. I think it was on Tax Scam Records, and came across the album, and then found out that they actually had an original release on Family Records. So that's kind of what turned me on to it. But I'll show you the label. Billy Joel's on this label, Family Productions. Okay. Billy Joel's first album, I think, was released on this label, which is really hard to find. The original Billy Joel album on Family. I think it was Cold Harbor Spring. I think that was the one. But there it is. Tidbits, Greetings from Jamaica. Really good stuff. All right. Let's pop that back. Got a few more here that I'm sure you'll love. I love showing records. I love watching you guys show records as well, which I will do. I'll wash dishes, and while I'm washing dishes, I'm watching all of you guys that have videos going on. So lots of fun. Passes the time. All right. This one here, I'm sure you've all heard of, but gotta show it's my favorite Sly and the Family Stone album. There's a Riot Going On, which was an answer to Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. So if you didn't know that, that's why he titled it that way, which is pretty cool. So, you know, What's Going On came out, you know, before this, and Sly, or Sylvester is his real name, Sylvester Stewart, changed his name to Stone. Sly is short for Sylvester. But he saw that title and he said, I'll tell you what's going on. There's a riot going on. And then the song, the title track, There's a Riot Going On this album, is 6 seconds long in its silence. So just go figure. But this is a nasty, groove-laden funk album. But not every song is funk on this. There's a couple pop tracks. that I would say would fit nicely on a good episode of Yo Gabba Gabba. One of those songs is Running Away. DJ Lance Rock from Yo Gabba Gabba, who actually looks like Sly Stone a little bit, would have absolutely loved that song for his show. So, and you know what? Maybe he used the song for his show, because I used to watch that show with my granddaughter, and the music on that show, the alternative indie pop music that he selected for that show, and the bands that came onto that show, all the indie pop and indie rock bands like Flaming Lips and the Minders and all those bands, they kind of, that Running Away, that song Running Away that's on this is very similar to the music that he would put on that show. So pretty crazy. But this is in the shrink. It's got the hype sticker, so really nice. I just wanted to show that. That's a recent pickup. Next up, Jim Pemboke. Jim Pemboke, really good Finnish artist, pop, prog, psychedelic on the Love label. I'll pull this out. I've got Jim Pemboke's first album from 1974. Love it. So had to get a second one from 1977. Here is, and I think I showed the Pemboke album on my last video, so you got an idea what it sounds like. But there's the Love label from Finland. Really cool. Jim Pemboke was in a band prior to him going solo, and now the band name's escaping me. Crazy. You do these videos, you got all this stuff in your head and it goes away. This is called Corporal Cauliflower's Maternal Function. It's hard to read that with the shrink over it. I know the shrink there. It's really hard to read it. The glare is there and all that. Looks like a fern, not a pot plant. There's the back. There's good old Jim. Oh God, now it's killing me. What band was Jim in that I love? Now it's escaping me. It'll come back to me. But really good fusion of prog, psych, pop, kind of all mixed together. That 70s AM gold sound, a little bit of that is prevalent as well. Jim Pemboke, good stuff. All right, next up, I found this. I might have already shown this, I don't know, but I found this in a Newberry Comics. This is the Remains, self-titled, Epic Records. But you like garage rock? You like garage rock done right? This album is just fantastic. So check that out if you like your 60s garage rock. Another one I found at Newberry Comics, just sitting there. An original pressing of the International Submarine Band, which is Graham Parsons' first band. Safe at Home. Cool little label there. Be careful when you're buying this too. I'm sure you've seen it out in the wild, but I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Do not buy this record if the label is black and white, because that is 99.9% of the time a bootleg. Oops, it slipped. So do not avoid that. Look for the colored label. The black and white ones will say for promotion only. Those are bootlegs. So be very careful. They're not all boots, but you got to look at the dead wax too. But the majority are bootlegs. So if you're ever wondering, geez, why is this sitting here, for $30 or something? Be careful, because it's a boot. But there you go. You know all about Graham Parsons, but that's great. Bakersfield Lake Country. Good stuff. Got some more here. This I purchased sealed for Fox's Sake. The Fox. This is their only album. And this is actually the poster that came with it that is perforated in there. And I have not taken the poster off. It's still in the shrink, even though it's a unipack. And to get the record out, I had to pull the shrink up on the bottom a little bit and get it out, and then I pulled it out. But I didn't want to damage, I didn't want to ruin the perforation on the poster. So there's the front and the back of the poster. This is good. Hard rock, psych rock from the 70s. For Fox's Sakes, Volume 1. Only one album from this band, and that was it. They came and they went. And what label is this? Good question. It's hard to read it on there because of the way the font is. Let's see. Looks like Corpus? I don't know. I don't have my glasses on, so I don't even want to attempt it. But look at that price, too. $1. God, I hate this glare. It's killing me. $1.28. Original price. But this is cheap heat. These aren't that expensive. Obviously, if you get it sealed, it might be, or in the shrink. Make sure you get it with the poster. Gotta have the poster. But used $30, $30 to $50. If it's got the poster, it's going to be about $50 probably. So nothing that's going to break the bank. All right, next up, I was watching a show a show that was on Apple TV called 1972, The Music That Changed Our Lives or something. I forgot the name of it, but check it out. Or was it 1971? It's on Apple TV, and it's the only one like that, so check it out. But there was a huge section, one of the episodes focused on the very first reality TV show, which was recorded in the early 70s and then released in 1973, called An American Family. And I've heard of it before, but I'd never seen it. And I grew up, I was born in the 60s. Surprised I didn't see it or hear of it till, recently. I think I heard of it back in the 80s, but then, you're not able to see it. Back then there was no computers, there was no phones like what we have now. So, American Family is the very first reality TV show. This family was recorded over 12 episodes, like 300 hours of film. They edited it down to 12 episodes. It was on PBS of all stations. Had like 5 to 10 million viewers per night when it aired. So it was huge. Called An American Family, and it followed this family around. And unfortunately, the parents got divorced during the show. Well, right after the show, they got divorced, but their marriage crumbled right in front of America and everyone watching. Pretty cool. But, because it just didn't happen much back then. But, women's lib came along, and all these changes were coming along in the early 70s. And so the reason I'm talking about this is because of this album, The Mumps, which only released a couple singles back in the 70s on Bomp Records, I think. And didn't have much going for them. They're out of New York. They played at CBGB a lot in the 70s. They started out in 1974, and the person that started it is from An American Family. He was one of the boys from American Family, the Loud family. Their last name was Loud, and the original band name wasn't the Mumps. It was Loud, and they changed it to the Mumps when they went to New York. So the lead singer, his last name is Loud, of course, got together with Kristen Hoffman, who is not a woman, it's a man. All males in the band, as you can see. There's Loud right there, and he's the singer. And it was interesting, I'm sitting here listening to the kids, Grant Loud and forgot his first name, but his brother kind of, in the snips of the American Family, play acoustic guitar and play music, and it's like, wow, they got some talent. And then there was some live shows they put on that they aired on TV in 73 for this reality show, and it's like, wow, they're not bad. So then I read a little more and found out he was the head singer in the Mumps. Never heard the Mumps. Checked it out. I'm like, holy smokes, this is good. It's a mix of Sparks, a little bit of New York Dolls. I want to say there's some Cramps in there, a little bit. One's escaping me. The Talking Heads is another one. It's good. Is it original? Not really, but it's done so well. And this was released by who did this? Omnivore, who just a great label that pulls this amazing music out that we were not focused on because it just wasn't big. It just didn't get its due. And this is good. Like, the whole thing is good. And these are songs that range from 1974, when they were Loud, called The Loud, through, I want to say, 81. The best songs are from 77. The single Crocodile Tears is phenomenal. But there's so much more on here than just that single. The whole side one is great. I mean, just great. Replay value is fantastic. So, check out Mumps. Check out American Family, too. Crazy. They weren't even paid. It wasn't scripted, and they weren't paid a penny for it. So, PBS, I mean, what do you want? All right, got a few more for you. This one I already showed, but I picked up a copy in the shrink, so look at that. So I'm selling my other copy. So if anyone wants it, let me know. But Ox Pedals, absolutely love it. Cosmic Country, a little bit of psych, a little bit of pop. Really good. Early 70s release on Mercury. I already went through this. I even played a snippet in my last video. I'm not going to do it again, but had to pick it up because of the condition of this. Better than the other one. The other one's VG Plus. This one's near mint. So, two more. I'll be quick with it because I think everyone's seen them, but absolutely been getting into soul. I've always loved soul, but we got a little Al Green going on here. Let's Stay Together. Great album on the High label. Gotta love this High label. It just says High. And then and then another Sly Stone, High on You. This is his solo album from 1970. Not 74, 76. There he is, clicking his heels, just like the Fresh album from 1973. He's kind of jumping up, clicking his heels. So he likes to click his heels. Hey, if you ever get a chance, check out his YouTube for some of his interviews online with like Dick Cavett. That is classic interview with Dick Cavett where he's high off his rocker and he's literally nodding during the interview. It's like this. Dick Cavett goes, "Hey, you there?" He's like, "Yeah." It's unbelievable. I mean, you could tell he was so high on smack during that interview. And then there was another interview, was it Michael Douglas show? And Muhammad Ali was on there with Sly Stone. And Sly Stone's there with his, let's all get along, be happy attitude. And Muhammad Ali's there with his, I'm here for my people, and that's it. And they were just going back and forth. And it's Muhammad Ali always played it straight. He was always very serious. And he looked really annoyed with this guy. It's just great TV. It's great TV. Gotta love the 70s. But anyways, I am signing off. I hope you enjoyed these vinyl finds, vinyl pickups, whatever you want to call it. Please, if you like what you're seeing and hearing and all that jazz, hit subscribe, hit the bell. I'll be coming at you again. Crazy Jimmy out.